The Ole Miss riot of 1962, September 30th to October 1st, 1962, also known as the Battle of Oxford, was a violent disturbance that occurred at the University of Mississippi, commonly called Ole Miss, in Oxford, Mississippi, as segregationist rioters sought to prevent the enrollment of African-American applicant James Meredith. President John F. Kennedy eventually quelled the riot by mobilizing more than 30,000 troops, the most for a single disturbance in United States history. In the wake of the Supreme Court's 1954 decision Brown v. Board of Education, Meredith tried to integrate Ole Miss by applying in 1961. When he informed the university that he was African American, his admission was delayed and obstructed, first by school officials and then by Mississippi Governor Ross Barnett. In a bid to block his enrollment, Barnett even had Meredith temporarily jailed. Multiple attempts by Meredith, accompanied by federal officials, to enroll were physically blocked. Hoping to avoid violence and ensure Meredith's enrollment, President Kennedy and Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy had a series of unproductive telephone negotiations with Barnett. In preparation for another registration attempt, federal law enforcement were dispatched to accompany Meredith to maintain order. But a riot erupted on campus. Partly incited by white supremacist and former General Edwin Walker, the mob assaulted reporters and federal officers, burned and looted property, and hijacked vehicles. Reporters, U.S. Marshals, and the U.S. Deputy Attorney General Nicholas Katzenbach sheltered in the Lyceum, the university's administrative building. Into the late morning of October 1st, 160 marshals were injured, including 28 marshals who received gunshot wounds, and 2 civilians, including a French journalist, were murdered. Unaware of the riot, President Kennedy made an Oval Office address, saluting Mississippi's help in registering Meredith. Once informed, Kennedy invoked the Insurrection Act of 1807 and had U.S. Army units under Brigadier General Charles Billingsley quell the riot. The riot and the federal crackdown were a major turning point in the civil rights movement and resulted in the desegregation of Ole Miss, the first integration of any public educational facility in Mississippi. The final time troops were deployed during the civil rights movement. It is regarded as the end of the segregationist tactic of massive resistance. A statue of James Meredith now commemorates the event on campus, and the site of the riot is designated as a National Historic Landmark. If you found this video interesting, please consider subscribing. Only 1.2% of our viewers are subscribed, and you never know, our next video could be just as interesting.